Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Chairboys Live, episode 16, 17, not quite sure. This one is a very special episode. I'm here, my name's Matt Cecil, with my new best friend, the Sky Bet League One Playoff Winners Trophy. And my other best friend will be along shortly. Mr. Pete Cooey is in the building this morning as we look forward to the launch, the unveil of the fixtures at 9 a.m. Morning to Justin, to Ollie Brady. Simon Cope is with us. Hope you all doing well on this Friday morning, 21st of August. The new season kicks off on Saturday, the 12th of September. And I do have the fixtures in front of me, but I don't think we'd be best friends with the EFL were we to reveal them early. But Peter's going to come along. We're going to talk you through them at 9 a.m. and we're going to look forward to them. Let us know who you want in your first games. Everybody's got different incentives, different motivations. A lot of people want Nottingham Forest. Morning to Colin Pocock. A happy birthday to Piggy Dolphin. Sorry, I don't know your real name, but happy birthday to you, Piggy. What a day for it. Storm, whatever the name of the storm is today that's blowing around out there. But it is fixture release day. It's the release of the new Killers album as well for any proper rock and rollers. Hayden Brown, Paul McLeod, morning to you all. Barry Washington Childs, thanks for joining us. Ben Keane as well. We're waiting on Pete to arrive as well. And it's been an exciting week at Wycombe Wanderers. The new kit is absolutely flying off the shelves. Thank you to everyone who has pre-ordered that kit so far. Storm Ellen, apparently. The new kit's doing really, really well. The Mardi Gras goalkeeper kit is a divided opinion. But that's what it's all about, fashion, you see. It's a game of opinions. Morning to Jason Brown. Nottingham Forest is a game that a lot of people want. Now, the big question, of course, and it's not one we have an answer for, when will fans be able to come and watch matches in the stadium? We don't know yet. We're waiting on government guidance, Premier League, EFL. Everybody needs to make sure when fans come back in the stadium, it's going to be safe. And I tell you what, so much work has gone in on Wycombe Wanderers' behalf and making sure that when Adams Park is ready to receive fans, we will maximise that potential and have as many of you in as possible. If the social distancing requirements, we will adhere to them and make sure that this place is as safe as it can be, but also as full and as rocking and as vibrant as it can be. Gareth and the team, they're going to need all the support they get this year. We know the difference that you guys can make when you're following this team home and away, getting behind them, and we're going to need that in the Championship as we look forward to the new season. Now, the first round of the Carabao Cup has been drawn. We'll be playing at Brentford, and it's almost certain we will be the first visitors to their new stadium. Let's welcome, slightly late to the party, but Pete's here. Pete, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I thought I was in the broadcast studio, but apparently I was not.
Well, it's still early. We'll let you off. Pete, 11 minutes to go. We've been looking forward to this day for a long, long time. Sum up, if it has sunk in for you yet, what it means for Wycombe Wanderers to be in the Championship. After you've been involved with the club now for 1 year. Last summer things were looking pretty ropey for everybody concerned with Wycombe Wanderers. I'm sat here with a trophy alongside me. It's all quite surreal, but it's going to become very real in about 11 minutes.
Absolutely. It's been such a weird year. And remembering back to the football, I totally understand why we're here and in the Championship, but it's still a bit of a surreal path that we've taken this year. So every once in a while, over the last month and a half, it's kicked in. And with the release of the fixtures, I think it's going to become very real.
You've been to the training ground since the boys have been back. A lot of new faces, and this is because of the launch of the B team. I don't think Gareth has necessarily overloaded his squad with trialists, but certainly Sam Grace, the new B team coach, has been having a lot of young talent, a lot of local talent as well, which I think is great. Really looking around the local community and seeing where the talent lies. And the one thing that strikes me when I go up there is just how energetic and enjoyable the whole place is at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Had to bring the trophy down to Matt, I think, who took a little trip with it, maybe this past weekend. And just watching the boys hanging out with the smiles on their face around the trophy was Yeah, this is just a special changing room. Uchi coming in he's immediately got a big smile on his face, has joined right in with the crew. I think a bunch of the guys had already known him pretty well from past tangles with Cambridge. And it's just a continuation of what Gareth and Dabo and the guys have built over time. And it's one of the reasons why they're being so selective during the transfer window. It takes a lot of research to get to know the psychological side of the players and to understand whether or not they're going to be able to fit into our changing room.
This new season is going to come around very, very quickly indeed. It's only a couple of weeks now till the Brentford game. I said just before you came on air that the club's making every effort it can for places when fans are able to come back. But at the moment, we don't have a specific idea, do we? But we're hopeful that as soon as possible this place will be rocking with supporters again.
Yeah, no, it's the uncertainties are kind of unbelievable and believable at the same time. We are working as hard as we can and it's one of the reasons we capped our season tickets at 2,500 so we could make it a little bit easier to plan for that. We're in the process of trying to place everybody in the stadium under a socially distanced protocol and all the rules that we keep getting delivered to us, so that we are prepared when it does happen. There's an incredible amount of change going on at Adams Park right now. Goal line technology, I think, is in already. The lights have been ordered and in process of being delivered and to be put in. Hopefully that'll be done by the first home match, but we've also got some special dispensation from the EFL that normally under that situation, if they weren't ready by the first match, there would be a fine, but everyone is being practical, thank goodness, about the changes required for clubs like ours. So we're just working hard trying to get everything ready for the season.
The trophy alongside me has had a lot of photos. It's been around a lot of places, as you mentioned. It's been over with Blooms. It's going to the Rush Trampoline Park this weekend. It's been in the Eden Centre. There's two people in the world who haven't had their hands on it, though, and probably two that deserve it more than most, and that's Rob and Missy. You're in regular contact with Rob. We all are here at the club. But how's he finding it all? It must be a really surreal experience for Rob being so far away from it all. He's so involved on a day basis, but I'm missing being over here.
Yeah, it is not easy. We finally took over control of the club in February. Rob was over, got to go to one match as the chairman owner of the club, and then has not been able to come back since. It's I just can't even imagine how he must feel. It sucks because I know he wants to be here. But
right.
I don't think it's me. I choked up a little bit there because I just feel bad for Rob and Missy.
Absolutely. Well, I think they've received an advanced copy of the fixtures. You've got it in front of you. Which games were the ones before you saw the fixture list? Which teams were you looking for in particular?
All of them, except for maybe Rotherham, which we've already been there. So, I've just been a fan of English football for so long. Nottingham Forest, two-time European Cup winner. Can't, but then I look up and down this list and it's just, we're in for an incredible ride this year. But we're under embargo. We're under embargo for about 5 more minutes. So how are we going to fill the time? I guess maybe we could go through. We all had some guesses as to who was going to be the first match, and no one was correct. Nobody. I guessed Watford.
There you go. That's
Ben guessed Barnsley. Dawn guessed Watford as well. Kelly picked Bournemouth. Matt, you went with Preston. That was a good shout. Katy Perry went with Bournemouth. Nobody correct. Nobody.
Correct. We're going to find out in 5 minutes' time. It's a busier schedule than normal because of the season, because we're starting on September the 12th rather than August, an early date in August. A lot of midweek fixtures. I think there's 12 or 13 on the schedule, and particularly October look really busy. We've always had a small squad. We've always had players that have maybe been rolled out on Tuesday nights to make, to reserve themselves for the weekend matches. That test is going to be stronger than ever this season, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We're starting a month and a half late and trying to end about the same weekend as normal. And so the first month before the first international break, the Carabao Cup is every midweek, and there are league fixtures every weekend. When we get back from and then there's the international break, and then we come back and there are weekend and midweek league fixtures every single week. Then the same thing between the November international break and Boxing Day. Then it kind of slows down a little bit with the FA Cup midweek matches, but we're probably going to go deep in that this year. So we'll have some additional midweek matches in January. It's packed. I hope everything goes off without a hitch, because there are limited time frames to be able to reschedule matches. I know they're already looking at that in the Premier League with the Manchester team.
Christmas is usually a busy period, and traditionally do well, but there's only three games over that Christmas New Year period, 26th, 29th and 2nd. Then there's a week break until the third round of the FA Cup, unless we get to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. If we've done that in the first half of the season and won every game in midweek in September, we'd have done very well. Just a quick thought on the draw against Brentford.
I thought it was the draw. I thought it was the draw of the first round. Getting to be able to play at Brentford, first match at their new park, is going to be incredible. Two playoff, two teams that were in the playoffs this year that everybody saw play in July. There's a pretty special connection between the two clubs. So I know Richard Dobson's family is all goes Brentford to the core, goes way back with Brentford. So it's going to be fun to have them there. I'm really looking forward to that. Everybody knows that Brentford is kind of our model on how to run a football club and where we want to head. So it made a lot of sense to us.
Keeping an eye on the time, 8:58, pictures go live all across the world, really, and on our website and social media channels, as long as I've set it up all right, at 9 a.m. Teams, caliber of them, the stadiums we'll be visiting, and obviously I hope there'll be fans in them as much as possible. 8:59, Pete.
It's got to be 9 o'clock somewhere, huh?
Say again?
It's got to be 9 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what do you think, Pete? First 12th of September?
Yeah, it's a place we've been before recently. So, it's probably, I don't even know how to say it. If you looked at the fixture list and said, where do you want to start? Nobody probably would have picked Rotherham, huh?
Saying Rotherham United. 12th September. The first opponents in Wycombe Wanderers Championship history will be the Millers.
That's right.
Here at Adams.
Got a decent chance to go top of the league first week.
And then just cancel the season.
Whoa.
Points per game.
Yeah.
Now, reveal the first 10 fixtures. You'll all be jumping onto your phones and devices, but here they are. Rotherham home, Blackburn away, the first away trip.
That was actually one of the ones that I was most looking forward to. Blackburn away was almost top of the charts for me because of their role in the history of professional football. The fact that Gareth grew up in Blackburn, it's still his favorite club. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be nice to early in the season we get to go to we get to have all the Ainsworths at a Blackburn match.
Swansea are the second visitors to Adams Park. Obviously, they were defeated in the semi-final of the playoffs by Brentford. And then we don't have to wait to go back to Kent. Obviously, they stayed up on the final day of last season. We're going to be looking at the grounds that we're in, so sort of later on, looking at Norwich club that really stands out as a ground that people want to go to. That's the end of October, 24th of October. Nottingham Forest City Ground, 7th of November. Derby County, 20th of November. So we're all in the first half of the season, those three. But in the second half of the year, where again we're real hopeful that fans may be permitted to travel, you've got the likes of Loftus Road at Hillsborough with Sheffield, Brent's new ground, Watford, Vicarage Road, and towards the end, I mean, the final three away games, some fantastic stadiums to go to: Swansea, Cardiff, and we're in the season on the 8th of May. What do you make of the run-in, Pete? If we're battling for survival or chasing for the playoffs, Swansea, Bristol City, Cardiff, Bournemouth, Middlesbrough.
From a competitive perspective, I like the whole fixture run. Obviously, every match in the championship is going to be a tremendous challenge, but some teams spend 80 million pounds on their players, and some teams spend maybe 15 to 20. So it looks like we have a pretty good mix. Do you see any sort of murderous runs in there? I mean, besides all of it, the championship's going to be tough.
Looking at it, Gareth Ainsworth will be live on Sky Sports, we believe, at 10:45 this morning. So keep an eye out for his reaction. He's got a busy day ahead. Pete, tell everyone what's going on today. I don't think it's been made public. Little game of football later on this afternoon.
Yes, heading down to St. Mary's to play a friendly against Southampton. Some of the boys.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a Southampton B team, is it? It'll be going to be a mix of some of the younger players and maybe some squad players as well. But a great venue for a pre-season game.
Yeah, some of the trialists. So there's been a week of full trialist program. I think Sam had 15, 16 guys in, and have whittled down to, I think 6 or 7 are going to be in the squad today to see how they do a full run. So we're going to be a mixture of trialists and our first teamers. I believe Southampton is also going to have quite a few young kids in there and mixed in with some of their first teamers. Should be a good trip. I guess this is if you compare what we're doing this year versus last year, this is obviously a step up. Friendlies against Premier League clubs, and so it's going to be a good trip for the boys. Gapey gets to go home back to his boyhood club this morning, so it should be a good trip.
And of course, on Tuesday, West Ham United coming to Adams Park, behind closed doors, friendly. West Ham have 2 games that day, one here and one against Ipswich, but we believe they're bringing kind of mixed squads to each. So there will be some of the star names here. First outing for Uche on home soil, and that's going to be streamed live on YouTube as well. So make sure you're here for that one. These are really good tests for the team, aren't they, Pete? I know normally pre-season is a mix of some non-league trips and maybe 1 or 2 home games against bigger clubs, but these to get the championship.
Yeah, totally agree. And really happy that West Ham agreed to let us stream that so that our fans could get a peek at the friendlies. There was, we're just outside London, so there's quite a few chair boys who also have an affinity for West Ham. So natural match. Gareth knows Moisey and has played with him, so should be interesting sideline matchup as well. But it's some good tests for not only our first team to get ready, but also to see how some of the trialists do and if they can make the grade, make the squad. Because it is, one of the things I think that's sort of confused people out there is we got to call it something. So we went with B team, but it's not necessarily a B team this year. What we're doing is building a 25 to 30 man squad where the guys that don't get time in league matches and the trialists that the 18 to 20-year-old young guys that we sign have an opportunity to play. Last year we had a little bit deeper squad than normal, but not quite deep enough to have reserve team matches. So keeping our guys active in full friendlies like that will help their development as players.
Fantastic. Well, as always, so I think we're going to call it a day there. But as we said, everybody look on the website for the full fixtures. We will have details coming later from the friendly. We've got a photographer going, so there will be photos. They'll be wearing the old training kit, the new kit, not quite ready yet, so that will be held back.
Yeah, I think we should probably cover that a little bit. Obviously, there's delays. It hasn't been the traditional kit releases. I mean, the primary factor is we're in a COVID world, which affects us in a number of ways. There was a quick turnaround between the playoffs and the championship. O'Neill's is like many different businesses. Kit manufacturers all over the world are dealing with some pretty serious issues in their manufacturing facilities, but O'Neill's has been great. We should have everything ready before it's needed and these matches. I think we've got a delivery coming in today, but we are getting everything out as fast and as quickly as possible, which is why we're doing the pre-ordering system for the kits. And we appreciate everybody out there that bought them, because we're really, over the last month, I think we've sold more Wickham Wanderers kits than in the last couple of years combined. So good to grow the brand.
And a third kit on the way as well. That will be launched. And that's going to be a popular one. Everyone's going to love that one.
Soon. We'll release it
went,
soon.
in my opinion, quite as Mardi Gras goalkeeper kit,
Yes, the proper naughty keeper kit, as Cam Yates said. Selling.
Absolutely.
I mean,
right, we'll call it. Say what?
It's selling.
Yeah, thank you to everyone been commenting, some fantastic comments. Plenty of fixtures for you now to look forward to. And for the games you can't get to, you'll be able to watch them. If they're not selected for Sky Sports, they'll be on iFollow. We're going to keep you as close to the action as possible. And when we can all come back to Adams Park, I'm pretty sure the party will be here, and we'll be back to normal in no time at all. So, Pete, approximately 10 seconds the other side. Let's get the kettle on and get on with the day. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. Full fixtures are on the website. Details of the date for our Brentford Cup game will be known at 2 o'clock today. So we've got confirmation of that. So keep an eye out for that. Game at Southampton later. West Ham on Tuesday. Busy times. We wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks to everyone. We'll catch you soon.